gonna be watching the most weirdest of movie recaps, and pretty much we're watching weird ass movie recaps. So if you want to sit down back and enjoy, I appreciate that, bro. On the road to 100K, and also follow the IG. We're trying to get from 5 to at least 10 followers. Come on, please. If I get to 10K followers, I'll give away a PS5. So please follow.
Story begins in a male prison where inmates are exercising. Soon after, an alarm goes off telling all inmates to go back to their cells.
Right.
One inmate blackmails Sam, a prison guard, into bringing illegal items.
Come on. I need something from you, baby. Give me some. You understand me?
He threatens to expose Sam if he doesn't obey.
You sent my boy $500 with tar and coke all over that shit.
Damn.
I'm trying to help you, man. What you expect? I'm a criminal, baby.
Saying Sam will end up in the same prison and under his control. Feeling scared, Sam fights the inmate but gets badly hurt with a cut on his face.
Okay, Sam got his ass
Later,
whooped.
he sees
Okay,
a
Sam. I would have taken that, Sam. You supposed to be the cop. You had a weapon and you still got your ass whooped.
Doctor to check for a head injury and get stitches. When Tim and other guards ask what happened, Sam lies. He says the inmate had been causing problems for a while.
He's been giving me a lot of lip for a while.
Sam claims he just asked the inmate to go back to his cell, but the inmate refused. Sam pushed him, and then the inmate headbutted him in self-defense. Sam hit the inmate with a nightstick to protect himself.
Well, son, your first mistake was allowing him into your space and not calling for backup then.
To keep Sam's
Nah, no shit, Sherlock. He definitely just to get his ass whooped, Sherlock. No shit. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, why we say that? It's so obvious. Duh.
safe from other inmates, they decide to
Like
move
what?
him to the tower. A few days later, Sam is on the roof of the prison when he sees something suspicious happening in the yard.
What does
He
he
uses
see?
a telescope to get a closer look. Suddenly, a fight breaks out among the inmates.
Yo.
Sam quickly pushes the emergency alarm. The guards rush in, armed with tear gas, and position themselves on the roof as the fight goes on. Tear gas is used, hitting several inmates. When the fight doesn't stop, the guards fire warning shots. This makes the inmates lie down on the ground. Then, accidentally, 2 inmates attack another inmate.
Damn, why you shoot him?
The guards, fully
Why
geared
you
up,
shot him
enter
for?
the yard and start tying up
What
the
the hell,
inmates
he-
one by one. Meanwhile, Sam realizes his mistake while still on the roof. Warden Mills, along with guards Ed Simmons and Tim, discusses what happened.
After the issue with Darryl Johnson, we felt it best to be separated from the inmates. Well, he certainly can't go back in the tower.
Tim supports Sam, but Warden Mills is angry. He demands to know why Sam was on the tower and decides where to send him next.
No, we need to move him out of here.
Tim explains that because Sam was attacked and hurt before, they thought it was best to keep him away from the inmates. Ed suggests moving Sam to other departments like receiving or discharge, or to patrol the perimeter. Tim keeps defending Sam, questioning why he needs to be moved.
They will kill him if they get a chance, and you know it.
Despite objections from Ed and Tim, Warden Mills orders Sam to be sent to the women's prison and calls for a
Let's
lockdown.
move him to the women's prison.
Those girls will be all over him, sir. That could create a whole new set of
But if
problems.
he can't be trusted to not the inmates, then maybe he needs to find a different career.
Damn. He ain't lying. He's actually kind of spitting there. He ain't lying, bro. He's really is spitting. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, bro. What show? There's some shows. I
It's
gotta
the
watch this
women's
movie. It's
prison.
just interesting. They actually look
He
mad
will be
interesting. What is
released.
this?
We follow Sam after his
Okay.
transfer to the women's prison, where he stands aside to let the female inmates pass. They make enticing moves on him,
Hey, yo.
with some even making suggestive gestures.
I need search, Daddy.
Hey, yo.
Inmate Cherry notices Sam as she enters the classroom. Marianne Molesky catches the overly friendly interaction between Sam and Cherry and demands to know who sent Sam to the women's prison. He
Yeah.
explains it was for his own protection after an incident at the male prison. Marianne warns him that the female inmates are no different from the male inmates and will try to use him. During her lesson on human evolution, Cherry uses a mirror to watch Sam, who stands at the back of the classroom. In the break room, the guards discuss the differences between the men's maximum security prison and the women's prison. Sam jokes that today felt like a vacation compared to the men's prison, which he likens to a jungle. Other guards warn him to wait and see what happens after the women are put to bed.
But what happens? Wait, what happens? Wait, what happens when they go to bed? What's happened? I'm scared.
They tell
What
him the
happened?
inmates will cry,
They're gonna cry, and they're gonna give you every sob story.
tell fake stories to get his attention, and complain
Yeah.
about guards watching them as they change clothes.
There's guys in uniform. In relationships with inmates.
It's not just guys.
Assholes come in every gender.
Hey, yo.
They explain the unique dangers of the women's prison and advise Sam to act like a robot, following all the rules precisely.
This prison's dangerous in a different way.
At bedtime, they proceed to lock each cell one by one until discovering an inmate with a confiscated phone.
Let me see it. See what? Stand and face the wall.
Damn.
Jose 20?
What a waste of money. Come on, man. I don't need you looking at that. You know the rules. Jose 19. Take 17.
Yeah, bro.
Sam
No
is then
phone for you. You
instructed to
gotta
lock
cook.
the next cell, where he encounters Cherry. She pretends to be reading a magazine. Checking in with her, he asks if she's all right.
You good?
You're not.
Hey, yo.
She responds positively,
Hey, yo!
requests her cell to be closed,
Jose 17.
and he continues with his duties. The following day,
Freaky ass Cherry. Freaky ass Cherry. Why Cherry so freaky, Jot?
Sam is standing by the classroom door as the inmates pass by. One inmate intentionally pushes Cherry into him. She grabs his jacket and says, "I'll see you tonight." A female guard tells him to get his head straight.
It's your daddy.
Otherwise, these ladies will take advantage of his desperation. That same night, as Sam instructs inmates to turn off their
Damn,
bunk
Sam
lights,
maybe should not be a prison guard.
Lights
Huh?
out.
If he fumbles this, Sam shouldn't be a prison guard, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Something tell me Sam is gonna fumble this, isn't he, y'all? Something tell me he is. Pre-Sam fumble. Pre-Sam fumble.
he approaches Cherry's cell and discovers her exposed. Sam
Hey,
is
yo.
deeply affected by his emotions as he continues to gaze at her.
Hey, yo.
Unbeknownst to them, everything is being recorded on camera. The next day, Sam is in the control room. Cherry starts acting strangely.
Yeah, she hasn't looked a bit.
Writing on there, she needs to go to the infirmary. Now buzz you through.
When he comes closer, she pretends to have a pain in her side so she can go to the infirmary.
What is it?
My side. I don't know.
Your stomach?
My side. I don't know. Ow.
It's obvious faking, man. That's some fake. That was obvious hell faking. You falling for that, bruh? Come on, Sam. You gotta do better than this, man.
You need a stretcher?
I can walk. I can walk.
But on the way, she pulls Sam under the stairwell where there are no cameras. It seems like a place where people often meet secretly.
There's no cameras here. Nobody can see us.
Sam tries to resist for a moment.
Hey, yo. Sam about to get fired, bruh. Sam, you suck, bruh. You're like the worst cop ever, Sam. Like, why?
But gives in quickly. After that, Cherry becomes aggressive. She stabs Sam several times in the neck and then screams for help. It looks like she's trying to make it seem like Sam attacked her and she defended herself. She crawls out of the stairwell, screaming for help.
What a liar, bruh. Sam just got cooked. Rip Sam, bruh. Rip Sam.
As if she wants people to think she survived an attack from the guard and that she was right to defend herself.
That's not what happened, bruh.
Sam's lack of experience and innocence
That's
made him
not
an
what
easy
happened.
target for the inmates who are used to violence.
Isn't this a violation of her Miranda rights?
She's in prison. She doesn't have Miranda rights in here.
You have a lot to learn about inmates.
There's an element of trust in place between the two of you that we do not
A
have.
corrections officer has been killed and posthumously accused of rape.
These girls have no options. I have a class to teach. I'm not
Hey,
going
yo.
to use it.
We'd better get going then.
What is it you're hoping I discover?
There was no tearing of the vaginal
Sam just was going to dough, bruh. Sam should just got a different job, bruh. This was not for Sam.
wall. No scratches on his face or arms. No visible signs of a struggle on her body.
Pencil stab to the neck 30 times seems evidence of a struggle.
Those were offensive wounds. She suffered no defensive wounds. None. That coupled with the fact that his uncle was killed at almost the exact same time, we question it.
Question what?
The claim was self-defense.
Well, that means you question the...
Yes. But inmates are immune to our lies and they're immune to our threats.
Just ask her what happened. Question the things that don't add up and show her the compassion you're known for.
Hey, yo.
Compassion.
It's one tactic we haven't tried.
We don't have it. That's why you're here.
What was the purpose of killing Sam? Was she just a serial killer?
Did he commit a crime?
Miss McCluskey, look at that.
I feel better already.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and leave
What
a
was the point, though? What was the point of killing Sam?
comment below. See you in the next video.
She must have just been a serial killer. What was the point of killing Sam? Like, why? Man trapped on Woman Island and forced to make babies.
With a young man named Gao lying unconscious in a wrecked car at the bottom of a cliff. Jing, a native village girl, stares at the car from a distance. A few moments later, Gao wakes up and leaves the car, stumbling across a stony terrain. He barely walks a few meters away from the crash site before Jing approaches and knocks him out with a stone. The scene shifts to 8 hours before the ghastly car accident. Gao, who is a gem hunter, is joined by Xiana, his dealer, and Qin, his technician, as the trio stands on a sidewalk. There, Gao spots two sketchy men in a car closely watching him from down the street and immediately realizes that they're hired thugs. Gao bids Xiana and Qin goodnight before entering his car and driving off. As he anticipated, the men also start up their engine and closely tail him. Gao hits the gas and speeds off, prompting a fierce car chase, which causes the accident. Back in the present, Gao wakes up and finds himself in a primitive but strange village. Here, women are the dominant.
So my boy just went to Amazon Lily. Okay, he's on Amazon Island in One Piece. I'm not gonna lie, hopefully this man can run for his life, or he gonna get his cheeks, his wee-wee's gonna be snatched. He's no longer gonna have a wee-wee. His wee-wee's gonna fall off. That's all I'm saying.
Gender as they hunt and provide for their families, while the men do chores and take care of the kids. Fathers are the homekeepers and cook the meals, while the mothers serve as guards and soldiers, protecting their husbands. The village is a secluded area completely cut off from the outside world, as they have no technology or knowledge of any scientific products. Gao also learns that Xing is the queen of the tribe and is astonished to discover this. Initially, Gao disbelieves her and assumes that the villagers are just nerdy cosplayers with great costumes and a perfect setup. He curses at Xing and the rest of the women, which annoys the beautiful tribe leader. Xing is pissed at his attitude and keeps Gao in a wooden cage as punishment.
No way.
Later, Gao realizes that they are indeed real people and decides to return to the city as soon as possible. However, Yun He, the tribe's astrologer, tells Gao that he can't leave the village without Xing's permission. After a few hours, Gao begs Xing to release him from the cage and take him to his car. Xing, though skeptical, decides to have mercy on him and obliges. The two head back to the crash site as Gao searches his car for useful supplies. Gao finds a metal bat in the trunk and playfully swings it around. Mistakenly, he hits Xing on the head.
Wait a minute. What make no. What will make you the first thing you go? I have to get a weapon and I just gotta go. What's up? I'm so confused. Like, what made him do that? That don't make no sense. So like that's stupid as hell, bro. What? Honestly, whatever happens to him, he deserves it. He deserves what happens to him. Again, I'm just saying.
Causing her to pass out on the floor. Gao seizes the golden opportunity to escape and wears a backpack as he runs into the nearby woods. A few minutes later, the car's fuel tank starts leaking, and soon, Xing is surrounded by a ring of blazing flames.
Ain't no way.
The villagers spot the fire and quickly rush to the scene as they pour buckets of water to extinguish the flame. Gao hears the villagers screaming from the woods and feels guilty for leaving Xing behind. He rushes to the scene and pours a bucket of water on himself before entering the fiery ring and carrying Xing out of it. Right as they leave the site, the car explodes and the duo lands in a nearby pond, much to the villagers' relief. In the following scene, Gao is back in the
my boy out here clutched up, bro. He clutched up, huh? Okay.
Village and finds his phone in his backpack. He plays a song on it, which attracts Xing's attention as she rushes into the room.
How she don't have a concussion? Why her head ain't bleed? She got hit by a metal bat. That's all I'm saying.
Xing fears the strange device and tries to smash it, but Gao assures her that it is harmless. He offers her his earphones, and the duo listens to the music together as Xing falls asleep.
If your phone died, your phone just cooked.
Moments later, Gao lays a sleeping Xing in bed, after which he frantically searches the room, hoping to find a map that can lead him back to the city. In the room, Gao ecstatically finds a sapphire gemstone and decides to ask Xing about it when she wakes up. The next morning, Xing tells him that the sapphire was a gift from her dead mother. A greedy Gao offers her several items, such as a bowl of instant noodles, a novel, and even his phone, in exchange for the stone. However, Xing refuses to part with the gem, explaining that it is her most prized possession.
What is so special about about the stone? This stone takes him home?
Gao is disappointed, but resolves to steal the gem instead. Later that
But
day,
why?
Xing asks Gao to meet her in an open field at night so they can watch the stars together. Gao accepts the offer as Xing sheepishly smiles and leaves his shed. That night, the duo lay on the grass and stare at the starry sky. Suddenly, Xing pounces on Gao
Whoa!
and tries to remove his clothes, much to his
Whoa!
surprise. He throws her off, and the two get into a heated argument. Gao is shocked to discover that in the village,
Robots
who
forsaken?
watch
Maybe.
the
I
stars
might.
means to have sex. Hence, why Xing pounced on him. Suddenly, Gao sprints to the village to escape, with Xing in hot pursuit. Xing is angry at Gao and
I'm so confused, bro. So she's angry because my man wouldn't give up the wee wee. What is up with this channel's V videos, bro? Hey, yo, bro.
imprisons him when they return to the village. Gao explains to Xing that he didn't know the phrase's hidden meaning and took it at face value. He also states that where he comes from, people express their feelings romantically, like confessing their love when it snows. Xing finally understands Gao, but still has him spend the night in the cell while she returns to her shed. Back in the city, Shauna and Qin earnestly search for Gao, to no avail. They check the road where his car swerved
What?
off the cliff, but are disappointed to find nothing. Qin uses a drone to search the area, but a magnetic field disrupts the aircraft and causes Qin's monitor to go blank. When the duo
Okay.
return home, they meet Li An, a businesswoman with whom Gao signed a contract. The contract mandates Gao to meet with Li An every 15 days, and failure to do so attracts a 60 million fine. So far,
Damn!
it has been 13 days since his disappearance, so Li An has come to find him. Shauna lies that Gao took a trip to the mountains and will be back soon. Li An is unconvinced, but gives the duo 48 hours to find Gao before she takes action. Back in the village, Xing takes Gao to the woods. Xing
Okay.
confesses her love for him and asks him to marry her as she dumps a bucket of chicken blood on him. Apparently, Xing
Dog, dumping the butt chicken blood is crazy, gang. I want the chicken. Don't dump the blood on me, gang. Like, what?
heard him last night and thought he said blood instead of snow, as both words sound similar in Chinese. Gao is pissed at her and walks away in frustration, but is caught in a trap shortly after. Gao
Dog.
desperately begs Xing to free him from the trap. However, Xing asks him to accept her wedding proposal before she does this, and a defeated Gao ultimately agrees. On their way back, Gao finds one of the blades of Qin's drone lying in the bushes. Seeing this, he registers that his friends are looking for him and decides to escape from the village as soon as possible. That night, Gao and
Hey, that's
Xing
Roblox?
converse and decide to get married the next day. Gao asks Xing about the village's terrain and learns that there's a secret cave in the forest. He figures that the cave is an exit from the village and plots to use it to escape. Gao also learns that the village has a wine reserve and begs Xing to take him to it. She
Ooh-wee.
obliges, and the duo heads to the village's central pantry. Without her knowledge, Gao drops some sleeping pills into the wine barrel as a ploy to knock
no
out
way.
all the villagers during their wedding.
Gao just a convenient man. He had everything on her, huh? Gao just convenient man.
Later, the couple returns to Gao's room, and Xing offers him her sapphire stone as an early wedding gift.
Ain't
Gao
no
feels
way.
guilty, but collects the gem anyway. The following night, the couple has their wedding ceremony and observes the tribe's unique rites as Xing goes down on one knee and confesses her love for Gao.
Ain't this supposed to be the other way around, dog?
Gao accepts her to be his wife, after which the villagers sing and play a love song as the newlyweds dance in unison. To end the feast, Gao proposes a toast and urges the villagers to drink their respective bowls of wine. The unsuspecting natives swallow the drugged drink, but Gao tosses his away when no one is watching.
Ain't
a
no
few
way.
hours later, the villagers all fall asleep.
Ain't no way. All the villagers got cooked. He knocked them all out. Bro is Diddy. He's Diddy.
While Gao packs a bag and leaves the village, he goes through the woods and eventually reaches the cave, which connects to the outside world. Determined,
Okay.
Gao enters the dark cave and begins his journey to the city. The next morning, he finally reaches the end of the cave and races to the top of a mountain, smiling
Okay.
as he sees a nearby road.
So he's
at
back
Gao's
home.
house, Lian arrives with her men as the 48-hour deadline is almost over. Lian asks Shauna and Qin about Gao's whereabouts, but the duo reveals that they have no idea where he is. Hearing
Okay.
this, Lian offers Shauna a contract that would transfer ownership of the house to her. Shauna
Yeah.
refuses to sign the paperwork, but Lian gives her no choice. The businesswoman signals her men to hold the duo hostage, as Shauna is forced to sign the paper with a thumbprint. Fortunately, Gao barges through the front door
Ain't no
right
way.
in time to stop them. Qin takes advantage of the
Convenient man.
distraction and swallows the signed contract, while Gao speaks to Lian.
Swallowing this contract is the same game.
Ultimately, the businesswoman leaves the house and promises to keep in touch. When she leaves, Gao freshens up and shares a meal with his friends, who ask where he's been this entire time. Gao wants to protect the villagers from the outside world, so he tactfully avoids their questions and lies to his friends. After their meal, Gao shows them the sapphire gem he got from Xing. The duo marvels at the stone in disbelief, as they haven't seen a sapphire of that size in years. Finally, Gao hands the gem to Shauna, alongside a soil sample from the village for testing. Later that day, the trio visits Gao's uncle, Wen, at a nursing home, and puts on a clown costume to entertain the elderly occupants. That doesn't look entertaining, that looks scary as hell.
It really does.
Scene, the villagers wake up and frantically search the area for Gao. Xing is heartbroken by his disappearance, and soon after figures that he escaped along with the gem. Overcome with sadness, she decides to go to the city to search for him. The village's astrologer, Yun He, initially disapproves of her heading to the city. However, when Xing begs her, Yun He takes Xing to the cave's entrance and warns her to be careful of the city people before the queen.
So they know about the city and they just stay here. Got you.
Departs. When Xing arrives at the city, she runs into Yi Tian, a famous astrology social media influencer who is searching for a female co-host. Xing's strange attire and quirky behavior pique his interest, and he offers to sign her to his company. Yi asks for her manager, but a confused Xing merely hands him a card that Gao left behind in the village. Yi finds a number on it and traces Gao to a nearby nursing home. At Xing's request, Yi drives her to the revealed location to look for Gao. When they arrive at the nursery, Gao spots Xing from a distance and runs before she sees him. He hides behind some bushes and observes Xing as she searches for him. Xing eventually gives up and walks towards the home's exit, but immediately turns around when she hears Gao sneeze.
Super hearing, that hearing.
From a nearby bush, Gao pops out with his clown costume, but Xing doesn't recognize him and merely watches as he jumps away. Sneezing bushes and clowns, the modern world must seem bananas to Xing. Moments later, Xing joins Yi in the car, and the duo drives away from the home. While conversing, Yi tells an ignorant Xing that clowns aren't real creatures, but are mere humans wearing masks. Xing is astonished by the revelation and figures that the strange clown she saw at the home was indeed Gao. She begs Yi to return her to the nursery, and the media influencer obliges. Sadly, when they reach the nursery, Gao and his friends are long gone, and Xing is left disappointed once again. Yi volunteers to take Xing to his house, but the tribe leader refuses and sits on a pavement in front of the nursery, declaring that she'll wait for Gao to return. Yi desperately tries to get her to leave, but she refuses and even remains seated under the pouring rain. Meanwhile, Gao feels guilty for hiding from Xing and gets Qin to find her location. A few minutes later, Qin informs him that Xing, together with Yi, is still at the nursing home. Gao thanks Qin for his help and immediately drives back to the nursery. There, Gao spots Xing sitting in the rain with Yi beside her. He pulls up in front of the duo and winds down his window. Xing is shocked to see him and immediately grabs him by his shirt. Gao frantically begs her not to punch him and comes up with an absurd lie, stating that it is wrong to hit people in the rain. Xing is naive, so she believes him and enters his car as he
This title really got me. I'm not gonna lie, the titles really got me.
Drives her back to his house. Immediately after they arrive,
Xing
points her crossbow at him, but Gao manages to calm her down and puts the weapon down. Xing asks Gao to return her sapphire. However, the cunning gem hunter distracts her by offering a cake. Xing tries the sugary treat and forgets about the stone as she viciously munches on it, savoring its foreign taste. When she's done with her meal, Xing spends the rest of the day exploring the house as she adapts to the new environment. She shoots an arrow at the television set, thinking it to be a monster, but Gao explains that it's simply a gadget that can't hurt her. Xing is fascinated by the modern world and celebrates as she swings
she's a cave person. How the hell you bring a cave person to the modern world? You know what? You got it.
Punctured feather pillow, making a mess of his house. The following day, Shauna visits Gao and is shocked to find the living room in a mess. Shortly after, Xing approaches her while eating a bowl of instant noodles. Shauna snatches the dish from Xing and demands to know who she is and what her relationship is with Gao. Xing is pissed off by Shauna's attitude and grabs her by the face as the dealer screams in fear. Gao is woken up by the scream and rushes downstairs to find out what happened. He finds Shauna wrapped in a blanket with a cloth over her mouth. Gao quickly frees her and is horrified to learn that Xing is responsible. Shauna is furious and asks him who the strange-looking girl was. Immediately, Gao grabs Shauna and takes her to his room upstairs. Then he comes clean and reveals what happened when he went missing. Gao explains that Xing is the queen of a secluded matriarchal village where women rule and men...
And no one just see the village.
That's
right outside the mountain.
Shauna initially disbelieves him, but realizes he's telling the truth. When Gao shows her Xing's native crossbow, In the living room, Xing hears a knock on the window and is shocked to find Yi outside the house. She rushes to the door and tries to open it, but can't figure out how. With Yi's direction, Xing finds the door handle, but uses brute force to turn it, thus breaking it. Eventually, she gives up trying to open the door and breaks it entirely. Gao and Charlie hear the sound of the crashing door and rush downstairs to find what happened. Gao is livid to find Yi in his home and drags him out before locking his gate. However, Yi refuses to leave and reveals that he knows Xing is from a secluded island. Gao is shocked to hear this and threatens Yi to stay away from her as he heads back to the house with Xing. The following day, Gao takes Xing to a fashion store to get some new clothes.
This is just goofy, bro.
Xing tries on some outfits while Gao steps out to give her some privacy. Outside, Gao is astonished to see Li An approaching from a distance and is scared to have her discover Xing. Hence, he immediately hides behind a wall and closely watches as the stern woman enters the store. To see what—
Yeah, that was goofy as hell, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That one was
outcast. His friends tease him for being the only one uninvited.
This man Constantine done got that gun glizzy on him like my boy Charlie. Yeah.
Lee excuses himself to the bathroom, thinking that Willie will shut up if
Nah, bro. What the hell is his face? Bro's out here going, I'm about the boss! 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 His eggplant comes to life, but only wants to reproduce. Honestly, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I don't know what the hell I'm getting myself into. I don't know what the hell I'm about to watch. But it's gonna be something. I ain't gonna get into it.
Two outcasts tried to survive their senior year, only for a mysterious occurrence to turn their lives upside down. Charlie stands on the diving board while his schoolmates urge him to jump. This reminds him of his childhood trauma, where his pants were pulled down while he was at the pool.
Even bad from stuff? Yeah, Constantine is a weirdo.
Is ignoring Constantine, and Ziggy and Basti are in a relationship while keeping a manly facade in front of others. After class,
that's crazy.
Paula, Charlie's best friend, picks him up, and they happily greet each other as they speak in code. Upon arriving home, his best friend advises him not to check his phone. Then he witnesses how
his best friend is telling him, don't check your phone. I might did some things to you. I'm gonna prediction. She set him up, she tricked him, she used him, manipulated him, and got him messed up. That's what's gonna happen. Watch.
the expired yogurt the father hoarded despite being lactose intolerant. On the other hand, Paula returns home, disregarding her younger sister Phoebe and her mom, who speak about how the older sister is more like her father who passed away. Moments later, Paula wins a video game she's playing, and a league member sends her an inappropriate picture which deeply upsets her. That night, she hangs out with Charlie on the rooftop, venting her frustration over how she's treated for being a woman. She then comforts her friend about being bullied for an incident years ago. In the end, they appreciate having each other. Suddenly, lightning strikes them, and they miraculously survive. Worldly pleasures, the stressed Charlie excuses himself to the bathroom, thinking that Willie will shut up if—
Nah, bro, what the hell is his face? Bro's out here going, I'm about the boss!
Satisfied. Unfortunately, after the brief silence, it resumes rambling. Afterward, Charlie faces another challenge as he stands as a choir member in front of the senior class and the delegation from their partner school. Contrary to the owner, Willie becomes overly enthusiastic, being at the center of attention. Mr. Pendergast commences the program as the conductor.
Mr. Pendergast like an EDP. My fault. I don't know why I said it. I was thinking it in my mind took over. My fault, y'all.
And soon signals Charlie to step forward for his solo part. However,
wait, so are you telling me Willie and Hoo-Ha, they both of the junk talk to himself? It said it comes to life. I was waiting for that junk to see flying around. It never like flew off, had a superhero cape. I wanted to see a glizzy with a cape. Straight up, I wanted to see a glizzy with a cape. Bro, why the hell I just say that?
She returns to Charlie's room and frantically retrieves her things before leaving. Afterward, Willie criticizes his owner, but Charlie warns his member to stop talking about his best friend if he wants a deal with him. He then proposes to steer off Paula and let him pass his final exam peacefully. Then he will do what Willie wants, to which the member agrees. The bean opens up about her desire to focus on herself now after devoting her time to Rudy and Charlie. Then she receives a message from the dating app and mistakenly interprets the eggplant emoji as an invitation to cook together. Charlie struggles to explain its meaning while Willie laughs.
Charlie just down bad, but he don't realize how blessed he is, my boy. My boy! Packing. Charlie's packing, man.
Afterward, Paula visits an adult boutique, and Hoo-ha excitedly begs her to try out black lingerie. The lady fits the apparel but needs to find a bigger size. The shop assistant is nowhere to be found, torn between Marlene's and Francoise's invitations. His father suggests bringing the foreign exchange student to Marlene's party, and his father's colleague agrees despite his opinion being unsolicited. On the other hand, Constantine asks Paula to be his date for the party. She immediately accepts.
Nah, bro, Wildin'. He's playing the low blow. I feel sorry for Paula. Paula about to get hurt.
The man is using her since he wasn't invited. Meanwhile, Director Voight calls Rudy into her office to remind him about the rules regarding overtime and using the employee's office as sleeping quarters. With the director's every word, the janitor shrinks in his seat, literally, and in shame for being discovered. Simultaneously, Paula asks Phoebe to help her prepare for her date. To ease the tension, she invites him to drink, to which Willie protests.
See, it's something about them girls who's foreigner, man. When they come to America, man, and they see somebody and they like, how much he's packing? That's all that really matters. And that's why Charlie got the riz of the century. It's just the truth.
Knowing it won't lead them to bed her. Still, Charlie accepts, and as the night progresses, the two enjoy the dance floor while Marlene's group watches disapprovingly. Paula and Constantine finally arrive, and the uninvited guest deliberately puts his arm around his date's shoulders to make Marlene jealous. Meanwhile, Hoo-ha comments on his every move, anticipating intimacy and failing to see the man's real intentions. Paula interacts obliviously with the women and notices Charlie, but Hoo-ha makes her focus on Constantine. They share a drink, and the tipsy Paula excuses herself to the restroom. Meanwhile, Marlene disturbs Charlie and Francoise to make Constantine jealous, and after a brief silence, the ladies giggle and continue dancing with him.
Nah, bro. Giggle is crazy.
Currently, Paula sobers up after hearing Leonie and Sarah talking about her being a tramp. She walks away, blaming Hoo-ha for her wrecked reputation. However, she bumps into Constantine, who convinces her to speak privately, which excites Hoo-ha. In a room, Paula talks about Charlie, but Hoo-ha keeps distracting her as it's only focused on what it'll get for the night. Her date then kisses her despite her insisting that she's not that type of woman.
I'm not gonna lie, Hoo-ha might be that type of woman. She is lying to herself right now. Why are you at this stage right now? What you gonna blame, Hoo-ha? You're Hoo-ha?
He persists in advancing on her, but before they can do anything, Constantine finishes by himself, shocking Paula while disappointing Hoo-ha. He asks his date to keep this a secret, to which Paula complies after consoling him. Ziggy and Basti see Constantine afterward and comment about him being with Paula in the same room. Therefore, the jock boasts that something happened between them, emphasizing that the woman is a tramp. On the other hand, Paula approaches a wasted Charlie and tries to advise him about his liquor intake. He insults her womanhood instead, leaving Paula heartbroken while he basks in his popularity. The following day, Marlene takes a picture of herself and Charlie on the bed as she boasts online about the previous night's events. Despite not having...
bro. Charlie just looked like... What's Charlie looking like right now?
Unaware that Voight is coincidentally watching. When he catches her, the director simply advises him to ignore rumors and proceed with his life as he wants. That evening, Marlene and Constantine's relationship is publicized while Charlie succumbs to self-pity. Sabine checks in on him, but despite her son talking about his concerns, she rambles about her relationship with Rudy instead. Charlie angrily tells her how immature she is for not comforting her child and focusing on herself. The shocked mother walks away, but remembers to wish him luck for the final exam, which Charlie completely forgot. He crams to study that night, but ends up falling asleep on the day of the exam. The time ends and Charlie's paper remains blank, making him realize how he messed up his life now that he's entirely alone. That evening, Charlie drinks to his heart's content and tries to cut off Willie. However, he suddenly hears...
Whoa! Wait, what did you just say?
Charlie drinks to his heart's content and tries to cut off Willie.
Charlie, you lost it, bro. Charlie lost it. Charlie has officially lost it, bro. Charlie has went off the loose end, bro. Cut off Willie, bro? Cut off Willie, bro? Huh? No, Charlie lost it. He's nope. Charlie lost it. It's crazy.
However, he suddenly hears Paula's yelling. He sees her drunk and about to jump off a bridge, so he rushes to her and overhears her arguing with Hoo-ha. This leads the best friends to realize they're in the same situation with their privates. Paula calms down and steps away from the edge. Charlie uses this chance to apologize, but the woman is still pissed that he treated her like a tramp, just like everyone else, while he got 15 minutes of fame. With that, she storms off in tears. Charlie later seeks advice from his father, and Rudy tells him that if an apology won't cut it, he has to persist in showing her how important she is. Before leaving, Charlie reminds his dad not to give up on his mom. The following day, Charlie convinces Paula to make their enemies pay during their graduation dance tomorrow. She agrees, but emphasizes that after this, they'll be done with each other, which disheartens Charlie. At the party the following evening, Charlie instructs Paula to humiliate Constantine, but she needs to convince Francoise to help. This angers Paula since she's being used again, so she orders her friend to talk to Francoise himself. They approach Francoise, and Paula prompts her best friend to apologize to the lady for tricking her into the party. Paula lightens the atmosphere by saying it's better to like women, which Francoise takes as an opportunity to clarify her preferences. The foreign woman then recounts how Marlene dragged the drunk Charlie away from her on the night of the party, making Francoise feel abandoned.
Wait, man, I'm probably wasn't paying attention. So Charlie is simp. That's all I got. Got you.
Despite not remembering this, Charlie apologizes, so Francoise agrees to teach Constantine a lesson. She later entices Constantine to join her for some private time. After she unzips his pants, Paula then opens the curtains, revealing the jock on stage with his pants down. Everyone begins mocking his size while Marlene catches him attempting to cheat on her. Seeing this, the best friends feel awful as they can relate to his situation. They step on stage beside their bully while asserting that no one is supposed to be mocked since everyone has insecurities. Francoise imitates them and encourages everyone to avoid shaming. Soon, the crowd does the same, and
why did Francoise got so much influence? What the hell? She had as much influence in the first time, then why did Charlie leave? What the heck, boy? Goofy y'all movie.
Applause echoes in the hall. The party ends, and Charlie, Paula, and Francoise head out. Constantine runs after them, feeling liberated, but
no way they all just became friends like that. So that's how they became friends, kids. Everywhere we look, everywhere we go.
But Paula finishes her revenge by breaking his motorcycle's lights. Leonie and Sarah hug Marlene to comfort her, but she insults them instead. Having had enough of her attitude, the ladies return her insults before leaving her alone. Constantine later chases after Marlene to explain what happened with Francoise. Meanwhile, the foreign exchange student thanks the best friends for a fun time and invites them to share a bed. But Charlie refuses as he decides to save himself for a remarkable woman. Paula reminds Charlie of the deal, so they end their friendship. As they stare at each other, the man finally kisses his former best friend. Soon, they find themselves in Paula's room, ready to spend their first intimate moment while Hoo-ha and Willie can't contain their excitement. However, seconds later, Charlie is done without satisfying Paula. They do it again, but the man only lasts a second longer. Therefore, Paula instructs him on what to do and she finally gets satisfied. The family hugs her tightly, glad that she's finally in a good relationship. On the other hand, Charlie anxiously helps Rudy prepare for a date. Soon, Paula picks up Charlie for a date, but as they drive, Willie and Hoo-ha begin rambling in an argument, leaving the couple shocked.
I'm not gonna lie, that was a stupid movie. It had me confused, had me baffled. It just felt like I wasted so much time watching that. That movie was horrible, bro. Like, oh my god, bro. That movie was absolutely horrible. Officer doesn't know that female corpse he clapped is still alive. I just read the name and I don't know what the hell did I just read. But I was just dragging videos up and I what is that name, dog? Hey, yo! Nasty. You nasty. Like what, gang?
Made you click. Made you click.
You damn made me click.
Stay. Trust me, it's a good one. The opening scene features a funeral director, Elliot Deacon, who owns a funeral home. As a part of his daily routine, he prepares the corpses for their funeral while talking to them softly. Currently, he is seen preparing the body of an elderly piano teacher. We then cut to a middle school teacher, Anna Taylor,
I just joined. You just joined and you saw. Hey, hear me out. I'm sorry about that. I didn't do this on purpose. It wasn't my intention to scar you when you just joined, all right? I mean to do that again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know what? Here, look, I'm begging you, man. I'm sorry. Look, I'm looking at you right now, right dead ass in the cap. I'm sorry that happened to you, bro. But what's good, Arlene? What's good? How you doing? You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not gonna lie, Arlene, you should stay alive because, like, I miss you, Pookie, because I low-key think that, like, you look kind of cute. Okay, I'm done. Yeah, I was trying to distract you from the obvious, you know? Okay.
With her boyfriend Paul. Lucky
Yeah.
Paul. Despite the romantic setting,
Oh.
she doesn't seem to be enjoying it at all. Later, while showering, Paul inquires about the matter, but she insists that she's fine, though her expression says the opposite. Following this, Anna heads to work where she finds two big kids bullying her little student Jack. She reprimands them and immediately fends them off. After work, Anna is leaving school when the lights start flickering in the hallway. Scared, she frantically runs towards the exit, but finds the door locked. Amidst this intense moment, Jack appears and inexplicably opens the door without any problem. That evening, Anna attends the funeral of her former piano teacher at Elliot's place. As she approaches the dead body, she sees it moving its mouth. Have you been practicing your scales? Startling her for a moment, but upon having a second look, she finds that it's normal and realizes that it must have been her imagination. Later that night, Anna goes to meet Paul at a fancy restaurant for dinner. During this, he tells her about his promotion to the company's headquarters, so he has to move to Chicago. He then pulls out a ring from his pocket, intending to propose to her and take her along with him. But before he can do so, Anna starts arguing as she thinks that he's going to break up with her. Paul tries to explain the truth, but she storms off without listening. She drives off in a state of distress, and amidst the heavy rain, ends up getting into a traffic accident.
That's your fault. Like, you know, there's a reason why they tell you not to drive when you're, like, angry or in distress. You probably should have waited in that car, and that's why you crashed. They literally tell you not to drive in them situations. That only happened because your ass was heated. I know you was mad at your boyfriend might break up with you, and you was heated. You was like, no! No! Wait. God damn it! No! Puppy dog! No! And me personally, if I saw all that happen in person, I would just go.
In the next scene, we see Anna on an
she's
embalming
packed up.
table
Rest
in
in
the
peace.
funeral home with a pale face and a wound on her forehead. Shortly after, Elliot walks in and starts preparing her. As he proceeds to undress her, Anna opens her eyes and asks where she is. Elliot, with a surprising calmness, answers that she's in the funeral home and that she's dead. He further reminds her that she collided with a truck loaded with metal pipes, causing her to die 8 hours ago. Confused and terrified, Anna still doesn't believe that she's dead, despite the funeral director's reassurances that she's merely in transition to the afterlife. Meanwhile, Paul wakes up in his house and attempts to contact his girlfriend numerous times. However, Anna's belongings are now with Elliot, who disregards the call and puts them in a
How did Elliot get the body, though? This creepy-ass funeral home, dude.
storage closet alongside the belongings of other corpses. Unable to find her anywhere, Paul goes to her mother's house to inquire about her whereabouts. Much to his shock, Mom reveals about the tragic accident that led to her demise. In addition, she blames him for letting her drive in such bad weather. Back in the funeral home, Elliot stitches Anna's wounds, and she's perplexed that she isn't feeling pain. She inquires about this, but he ignores her and injects her with a fictional drug called hydronium bromide. Of course it has bro in the name, which
What
she
the hell is
claims
happening?
will relax her muscles. A while later, Anna's wheelchair-bound mother arrives at the funeral home to see her. In a crying voice, she talks to Anna's body, asking who is going to take care of her now. Before departing, she asks Elliot to turn her hair to its natural color, brown. Later on, Anna wakes up to find herself alone.
What is happening here, bro?
She musters up enough strength and sits in an upright position. She then walks up to the landline phone, but it isn't working. Just then, Paul shows up in the funeral home and requests Elliot.
This shit is weird as hell, bro. I swear, bro. Only time you see weird movies like this is when you're just scrolling. You just want to watch weird shit, bro. You gotta be in a weird mood. You gotta be looking for, like, movies with weird shit in. Like, what is this, gang?
Elliot let him see his girlfriend.
Like,
Despite
what?
his desperation, the funeral director doesn't let him in because he has no legal ties to her. Hearing Paul's voice, Anna screams and pounds on the door, but her efforts go unnoticed. Paul then goes to the police station to meet his friend Tom in hopes that he can do something to let him inside the funeral home. However, another police officer informs him that Tom has gone for his patrol duty and will be back soon. Until that time, Paul enters the police impound and sits inside Anna's wrecked car. During this, he has a vision of his girlfriend, which is suddenly interrupted by Tom's hand. Paul implores him to do something to facilitate his entry to see Anna, but the latter is helpless in this regard. On the other hand, Anna wanders around the
This is actually a very interesting video, bro, but like, I'm so confused.
room and finds another corpse lying on the table. Not wanting
this
to
other
end
corpse?
up in such a fate, she grabs a pair of scissors and waits for Elliot. As soon as he walks in, she threatens to kill him, but the latter looks
Dog, how do you miss, dog? Honestly, whatever happens to you right here, you might absolutely deserve it. I don't even care how crazy that's saying, because how the hell do you miss a point blank? Dog, in reality, if you, bro, all you gotta do is go. But no, you missed every shot, dog. Dog. You know what? That's my anger, because how did you miss that, gang? Like, what? How did she miss? Like, what is happening?
unfazed. He
Like,
claims
what?
that she is incapable of harming him because she's already dead. Anna argues, questioning how she's able to talk to him if she's dead. At this point in time, Elliot reveals that she's able to talk to him because he has a gift. I have a very particular set of skills. The ability to communicate with dead people. It's
Yeah.
like the Sixth Sense meets Jennifer Love Boobitt. He further suggests that she let go of life because her funeral is in 3 days, after which she'll be put into a coffin and buried forever. In the next scene, Elliot is preparing an old woman's body for a funeral when he is joined by Jack, who seems to know
Okay.
about Anna's death. The boy asks about her teacher, to which Elliot replies that her funeral is on Friday and asks him to leave for now. The next morning, Paul hears the whispering voice of Anna and also experiences visions of her taking a shower. Now's not the time for that, Paul. However, he soon snaps out of his sleep, realizing that it was just a dream, a wet dream. Meanwhile,
Hey,
Elliot
yo.
returns to Anna with a dress, which she will be wearing in her funeral. While he is distracted, she discreetly steals a bunch of keys from his pocket. Later, as Elliot sets out to pick up another dead body from the hospital, Anna hastily uses the stolen keys and
Okay.
tries unlocking the door. Elliot pulls over at a gas station to refill his tank, and this is when he realizes that he forgot his keys. So, he rushes back to the funeral home. In the interim, Anna manages to unlock the door and wanders around the house. She soon comes across a room with
Okay.
a telephone. She quickly dials Paul's number and starts praying for him to pick up. After a long ring, he does pick up the call, but
Right.
soon hangs up, thinking that it's another hallucination. Just then, Elliot finds her and lets her see her corpse-like self in a mirror. This finally makes her believe that she actually has died. At the same time, Jack, who is standing right in front of the house, notices Anna, leaving him in shock. Additionally, another suspicious event transpires. Anna
What
sighs
happened?
in front of the mirror, causing her breath to fog it. However, Elliot cleverly wipes it off before she sees it. Now that she is convinced of her death, Anna stops resisting Elliot's preparation of her body and
Yeah.
doesn't give any importance to what he administers her with. On the following day, Paul goes to Anna's school to collect her belongings. When he's about to leave, he is greeted by Jack, who tells him that he saw Anna in the funeral home wearing a red dress yesterday. Paul doesn't
Okay.
believe him and asserts that she is dead. But when the boy claims that he doesn't love her enough, Paul becomes so angry that he slaps his face.
You slapped the little nigga. Oh, no, he slapped him in school. Bro, you know it was bad. That smack had to be vicious because, bro, you notice how they show it? My boy was like, my girlfriend is dead. Stop telling me she's alive. What? Backhand them. That's crazy. I'm not going to lie. Reasonable crash out. But still, that is crazy. Reasonable crash out.
slaps his little face in front of everyone.
Okay.
At the funeral home, a police officer arrives to see the dead
Three
body of
toes?
his brother, who is kept in the same room as Anna. He then asks Elliot to leave him alone with his brother for a few minutes. As the funeral director leaves, the officer's true intentions become apparent as he approaches Anna's naked body. But just when he's on the verge of touching her, Elliot walks in and asks him to leave. Afterwards, Jack revisits the funeral home and confides in Elliot about what he saw the other day. In response, Elliot calmly replies implies that they both share the same ability to communicate with deceased individuals.
Yeah.
In fact, everyone has it. It's called the power of gaslighting. On his
Ain't no way.
home, Paul suddenly recalls the red dress Anna wore in the morning before she died. This raises his suspicion that his girlfriend might still be alive. He rushes to the funeral home, demanding to see her, but Elliot refuses. This time, Paul ignores him and breaks in, calling out for Anna. He continues searching for her until the funeral director threatens to summon the police. Paul then goes to the police station and tells Tom that his girlfriend is still alive. He further speculates that Anna has been sedated with some high dose of drugs, slowing down her heartbeat to the lowest point.
How did he get all that though from just like coming in the house though?
However, his friend doesn't believe in him, as he doesn't have any evidence to back up his claim. Later on, Elliot dresses Anna with her funeral attire, while the two have some deep conversation. She confesses that she was never happy with her life and wasn't able to love Paul wholeheartedly. However, now she regrets everything. The scene then cuts to the day of the funeral,
Some in the
where
police do
Elliot
sound
places
crazy.
Anna in the coffin. As he prepares to inject her with another dose of drugs, she asks to see herself just one last time. He then holds up a small mirror, and while she stares at herself, she notices her breath condensing on the glass. This makes her realize that Elliot has been lying to her the entire time and that she isn't dead yet. In a state of panic, she tries to fight, but Elliot administers
So she's not dead. Bro was gaslighting her like I thought. Yeah.
Rendering her unconscious. Later, everyone gathers in the funeral hall to pay their final respects to Anna. A short while later, Paul also shows up and places the engagement ring on her finger. During this time, her lips and eyelids move a little, so Elliot nervously decides to close the coffin. After it is buried in a graveyard, the devastated Paul starts drinking heavily. He is then approached by the funeral director, whom Paul blames for burying Anna alive. In response, Elliot claims that maybe he is right and tells him to go check for himself. Infuriated, Paul reacts aggressively, but before he can attack, Elliot tells him that he does not have much time left. Sensing the urgency of the situation, Paul drives towards the graveyard at full speed. Meanwhile, Anna wakes up inside the coffin and
So why would he snitch on himself? I'm so confused. Why did he snitch on himself? Did he realize the error of his ways? Wow!
Frantically screams for help as she slowly runs out of oxygen. Despite being under the influence of alcohol, Paul dodges several vehicles on the highway. He then arrives at the graveyard and quickly digs up Anna's coffin, taking her out. He somehow manages to revive her, after which she confesses her love for him. At the same time, Paul hears some odd sounds, and Anna explains it to be the sound of Elliot's scissors cutting his clothes. The next second, Paul finds himself in the funeral home with Elliot standing over him, preparing his body as he did Anna's. Elliot reveals to him that he never made it to the cemetery due to a car accident, which killed him. Paul protests that he is alive until Elliot inserts an embalming trocar deep into his torso. The script may have just been an excuse for a bunch of tasteless nudity, but that was actually a pretty good twist. Subscribe for more videos like this.
That was dumb as hell. That was dumb as hell, bro. Where's my happy ending? I wanted a happy ending. I was dumb.